So in this video, we are going to discuss about the electrolytic cells. Electrolytic cells. See, what is the basic function of these electrolytic cells? These are mainly used in the purification of metals. Okay, these are mainly used for purification of different metals. Used for purification of different metals. For example, when any metal it is extracted from its ore, at that time it is not present in its pure state, then it is purified with different techniques, and at last when it has to be obtained in the purest form, then this electrolytic process is done and electrolytic cells they are used. Okay, now if we take example of the copper for purification of copper, okay, then in these electrolytic cells at cathode, what happens? At cathode, these copper ions, they are getting reduced into the copper. Okay, and at anode, what is happening? At anode, these copper ions, they are getting oxidized. Okay, at anode, what is happening? Oxidation is happening. These copper ions, they are getting oxidized. While at cathode, these copper ions, they are getting reduced into the copper. Now, how is it done? What is that special thing? How this purification is done? See, at anode, what is done? At anode, an impure, the impure copper that is deposited. At anode, impure copper that is kept. Okay, and then this process of electrolysis is started, means that now the electric current is started. In that electric current, what will happen? This impure copper at anode, as oxidation will happen, it will move to the cathode, and at cathode it will regain the 2 electrons and it will reduce into the copper. Okay, and from at anode, impure copper is kept and it is getting pure. Okay, after purification, and after purification it is getting deposited at cathode. Okay, so this is what in electrolytic cell happens. This is that basic function of the electrolytic cell, and this is the basic what I have told, that this is happening in that electrolytic cell. Okay, now the quantitative aspect of this electrolysis, that was first given by Michael Faraday. Its quantitative aspect on the very first note, it was given by Michael Faraday. Okay, there are 2 laws that we will discuss which were given by Michael Faraday for this electrolysis. The first law is that amount of chemical reaction which is happening at electrodes, that is directly proportional to the quantity of electricity which is passed through this electrolytic cell. Okay, amount of chemical reaction happening at electrodes, that is directly proportional to the amount of electricity which is passed. Okay, that is amount how much electricity that will be passed on that how much chemical reaction is happening, how much oxidation and reduction is happening, that will depend upon the electricity which is being passed through that electrolytic cell. Okay, this was the first law of Michael Faraday. Now we will discuss the second law. Second law says that amount of substance which is liberated by same quantity of electricity, that depends upon the equivalent weight of the element. Amount of substance liberated by same quantity of electricity, okay, that depends upon the equivalent weight of the elements. What it exactly means? It means that now for different elements, different amount of chemical reaction will happen. Okay, different amount of purification will happen, different amount of oxidation and reduction will happen. Now let's suppose we have two elements, A and B. Okay, now how much amount of this A and how much amount of P is liberated? From two of them, we have passed the electric current. Okay, from both of them, let's suppose that we have passed an electric current of 10 amperes. Okay, now how many grams of this A atom and how many grams of this B atom that will be deposited, that will depend upon their equivalent weight. Okay, equivalent weight, we have studied in normality how to find those equivalent weight. Okay, so if there are two different elements, from them same amount of electricity is passed, now how much those elements they have liberated and how much of them they have undergone the process of oxidation and reduction, that will depend upon their equivalent weights. Okay, so these are the two laws of electrolysis which were given by Michael Faraday. You have to remember and write them. And this is what exactly is the electrolytic cell, what is happening in that and what is its application. Okay,